I think there's
Yeah.
a factor of like everybody was playing it a week ago, and so basically everybody knows how to play with it and against it. And when you're coming into a series like this, it's like it's a new week, it's a new series. You know, let's change up the meta essentially and just see if we can get some wins based off of the enemy team not having played against the heroes that we're picking. There's always like there's always that basically. You want to innovate and you want to do something that maybe the enemy team is like slightly uncomfortable with. And it seems like both teams are just essentially doing that. 'Cause I don't think there's anything about Earth Spirit or the meta that has changed that makes Earth Spirit bad. I think that he's still just fine. It's just like we see this Wind Ranger pick. It's like what the hell's going on? Like you never see this hero, right? So it gives you an actual opening in the draft to confuse the enemies.
So what the hell is going on with this Wind Ranger right now? Is this some sort of new idea, new push into the meta? I can't even tell if this is something that Ice is going to be toying with in the off lane, if this is something that they're going to dish off instead to crit and allow him to kind of run around and have some fun with instead. You know, this pick becomes a bit more transparent as the Ogre, but boom!
Insta-pick.
Insta-pick Tidehunter coming out. An Ice Classic, had fantastic success. Probably his best game of the league so far was past Tuesday playing this hero against 4 Zoomers. Here it is again.
So I'm assuming position 4 Wind Ranger?
I have no idea.
I mean,
both of these drafts, I have no idea.
Wind Ranger can technically be a flex, right? Because it could also be mid. Could also, I mean, safe lane, not really. And Storm is almost certainly mid. So we talked about the safe lane potential, but probably a position 1 left for EG. They've already gotten rid of a couple that they apparently didn't want themselves, was just Troll and Ursa. So heroes like Juggernaut still in the pool. We haven't seen Terrorblade yet this series. Typically an Arteezy favorite. I don't know if it's particularly good this game, but we'll see what the 4th pick is for Sadboys. I mean, they have their support lineup already.
I feel like Jug is really good. You're not really worried about the Wind Ranger harassing lane because you already have the Ogre against it, and then Tide just gets owned by Jug.
We also used to be seeing a lot of Wraith King, and he's getting ignored today too.
Yeah,
someone who might be able to withstand the huge team fight early of Tide and then be able to be there for the second round.
It does suck that Tide one hits your Skellies with like a super low cooldown ability. That is one annoying thing. A lot of other heroes like can't really properly deal with them, or they can only deal with like one round of them and then they respawn and you can't deal with the second round. But Tide can. Tide is like typically considered a Wraith King counter just because of that.
That's why you put your skeletons into the jungle and just get the hell out of there.
You're right with the Jug. I mean, it's just it's too easy in the lane against these two heroes. Like you know it's most likely a Wind Ranger. Like the same deduction I'm sure EG used, where it's like, okay, you can't put Wind Ranger in this position, this position, this position. It's a 4. So this is a Tide Wind lane, and you know that Ogre can just soak the Wind harass, and then Jug will deal with the Tide because you just spin him down, and who cares if he Kraken shells? That's really nice.
Oh, you know who's still? I think this is going to get banned for sure. Is Ricky. This could be a really good Ricky game for EG.
Yeah, absolutely. Really great against Jug and Void in terms of like the core matchup.
These Battle Fury heroes are very popular right now. Although Fear, I think he went Maelstrom instead of Battle Fury on Jug. Right?
Oh, also, what about Lifestealer? As a potential Arteezy option, and you have Storm on your team already.
I hate that hero. I hate Lifestealer.
Is he bad now?
I'm the only person that likes this hero. I mean, Ghoul Frenzy feels awful, I won't lie, but Lifestealer's attack animation is so good. You just win the lane. I don't know. But yeah, not having open wounds feels pretty bad, not going to lie. Needs another buff.
Just need someone, if they're going to have to square up against Jug, and you're going to be dealing with stuff like Blinding Light in the back lines. So you're either going to have to itemize to deal with that, or you're going to have some innate ability to deal with it.
That is true. That is true. Some sort of like purging guy or guy that just doesn't care about it would be quite nice.
Are they good with summons? Can they pull out an Arteezy Naga or something? It was banned before. There's that Wraith King ban, so that's not an option anymore.
Coddle's decent against the summons. He's decent because you can blind them.
For Sadboys, this feels like an okay Viper game. You got the break for Tidehunter. I think Viper versus Storm seems pretty good in lane, at least, right? And then eventually 100%. Get Gleipnir, which can technically lock him down if you do it from Fog. So maybe see that banned here from EG.
They've played Viper in the past, and maybe that's something you're also looking over because there's such a huge history of Sadboys we get to look at here, which is essentially just them in the BTS Pro Series. But Viper has been in their arsenal.
It's been in their arse.
It's been in their arse.
Well done.
All right, this is Viper, gentlemen. Viper into, what did I say for EG? I already called something. I forgot it.
10 seconds remaining.
I agree with the Viper. I hate to, agree with Shannon here, but I feel like it's a solid
Yeah,
pick. And,
you
know,
hate to, but you do anyway.
When you're
every
right,
time.
you're right. Excuse me, I wasn't done talking. When you're right, you're right. You know.
Oh, it's Ricky. That's right. It's gonna be Viper into Ricky, gentlemen. Yep, there's Viper.
Oh, I was going to say Enigma if it wasn't for Shannon talking over me. Sorry about that, gentlemen, and everybody in chat. Sorry about that, guys.
Missed a big brain blast right there, unfortunately.
Right, so
but big team
mid-lane
fight.
Void Spirit then.
Woo, we have a Enigma versus Tidehunter. We got some big team fight, big action. I'm looking for some big plays. I want NA to be all over the highlights tomorrow. I'm hoping to see that here.
We'll go ahead and
Black
predict
holes,
a
white
Ricky
holes.
here. I think this is a solid Ricky pick coming out.
Yeah, not too bad of a. I think I'm gonna have to copy you on that one, Jenkins. Do you mind if I copy your prediction by any chance?
You're gonna have to go ahead and pick something else there. Be original.
I mean, Smokescreen this game is like insanely good. Just that ability alone, plus the fact that Ricky's really strong because he goes Battle Fury anyway. So you got some. I mean, not that there's that many summons, but Eidolons.
Yeah, he would just chew up Coddle for free. It's pretty nice.
Yep, there
Morphling,
he is. Ricky.
though.
Of course, a classic.
Morphling, though, comes out. I think it's the first time we'll be witnessing one here for the NA League, but obviously a hero Arteezy himself is very familiar with. We got to make this snappy, gentlemen. Your early predictions now that the draft is complete, Suns fan, we start.
I'm going to go with Evil Geniuses, which Jenkins cannot pick because he made a solemn vow to me that he would not copy me anymore.
Well, just so we don't absolutely know that Sadboys is going to win if we both pick EG, I'm going to go ahead and say Sadboys. I think this is a good Enigma game, and I don't think Morphling answers it quite well because Enigma can actually solo kill Morphling with the percentage damage.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's go ahead and send it off to a short break, and when we return, it's time for our commentary trio of Lyrical, Trent, and Gunnar.
I think it depends on. It's a lot about lanes right now, I think, in Dota. So I think if this Enigma has a really good lane versus Morphling, I think it'll lead to a really good game. He gets some really greaves, some push strat. It's like
we have not been seeing a lot of Morphling lately. At least myself, looking around the regions and the games I've been casting, the hero has not popped up a whole lot. Do you think there's a real reason why he's like fallen off a little bit there, Gunnar, or just not too many heroes?
They changed an interaction with the hero. I don't know if it was like last patch, but it was pretty recent where the morph is considered healing now, like swapping into heroes. So like a hero like AA, it basically considers it, if your Morphling's 500, no matter how much HP, it doesn't care about the percentage. You just stay at 500 health.
Right.
And it works the same way as a Vessel. So.
Okay, yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it's like if you're Vesseled and you swap into like a Strength hero, say, you'll lose 300 health. And then when you swap back to Morph, it keeps your percentage. So it kind of just works against you in every way.
So there's a cost to morphine more so than there was previously.
Yeah, because it used to always just be your current percentage. Okay. It wasn't considered a healing.
Well, that's definitely interesting. I mean, I think one of the things is we take a look at, Abed definitely queuing up a hell of a lot of those games. He's got a few until he catches up to Somnus there. But one thing that kind of sticks out to me was like the way that this hero was played. I think most recently was, you were playing it a lot mid or taking it there and being like a playmaker with your ulti. Do you expect that we're going to see something like that in this game? Because it feels like more often than not, we're having Arteezy just be like AFK farming while the rest of his team runs around and does stuff.
I know OG picked it yesterday, I think, as a mid laner.
Okay.
He had pretty good success that game. I think most people just pick it as his carry that hits level like 5 or something and then eventually just wins the lane. Straight up.
Yeah, hard hero to mess with. In terms of morphing into heroes, this game looks pretty good. I think you still get the potential for multicast on Fire Blast, which is kind of funny. But, I mean, there's a Void Spirit, so that'll be his main target, I'm sure.
It's good if he gets Ags for his Windrunner. Because you get the double Windrun.
Oh yeah,
unlocks
true.
your
Yeah,
movement
the
speed cap as
teammate
well.
ones are nice.
Hmm,
The Shackle is also crazy long range to just cast it.
that's fair. We are seeing a little bit of a switch up, and it's actually running mid right now. Where'd this Tidehunter head to? Yeah, he headed up top. Ice was down bottom for a second.
Yeah, it was really smart. He was bought to cut all these trees. Because Gary so they used the Tidehunter's Quelling to cut these trees so that the Enigma and the Ogre can't play in the tree line.
really good.
Why
So
the land
that's
looks so
sneaky.
barren.
Taking a look at that down bottom, but there you can see here Crit and Snake King sort of battling it out, trying to trade nukes whenever possible. And right now, at least, Snake King's getting a little bit of the better end of the deal and wants to force him completely back out of the lane. But yeah, you can see very barren lane here in the bottom side.
Yeah, it's funny because as an ogre, you like to like punch a couple times and like run back in or whatever, and then the range hero can't trade better than you, and they can't like abuse their actual range. But you clear out all this, like it cuts off your access ways for ganks, takes away your trades.
Beer up there top, you can see got brought down very low. Had to take that healing ward. Level 2 now, trying to regen back up. Doesn't have a salve, does just have one tango left in hand.
Surprised to see the low win rate of Enigma. I feel like a lot of the games I've seen have been good. Actually, now I think about it, they've also just ended up losing even if the hero looked good in those games. So
Okay.
I guess he's just not able to clutch it out.
True. Good job there. I mean, one of the things you mentioned was the need to get a lot of levels early on. As Arteezy's Courier is going to go down to PPD, but it is going to be a little bit tough playing against this Enigma, constantly denying out a good chunk of that experience over and over again. So one of the more frustrating things when you have to play against the Enigma there, when a hero that needs those levels.
One of the most annoying things is usually as Morphling, you kind of want your 5 to be level 1 as long as possible. Because the idea of Morph is you get this level 5 as early as possible. So you don't need any more help. But the Enigma's going to deny every range creep, and then the Ogre's going to force this Witch Doctor to play in the lane. As you can see, they're both the same level bot. So it feels really bad for this Morphling kind of to live this life.
Yeah, and you are not killing PPD that easily. Until Fly's like level 3 maybe even.
I think they're both playing the lane and they're actually gaining something out of it, right? They're just playing this lane to survive it.
All right. Well, and you compare it, like you're looking at the CS charts and it feels like, oh, Fear is, behind that Morphling. That's fine. But you look at the levels and that's where you really see the difference. Already he's 3.5, whereas, Morph and them are both stuck at 2. So even if the CSing looks pretty good, there's other problems that they're needing to deal with. Haven't taken that many looks at mid as of yet, but 2 Spirit Bros facing off against each other. Maybe Void Spirit's the Spirit cousin. I'm not sure. But trading it relatively even, a slight CS lead for Abed at this point.
This matchup's pretty even. Both heroes feel happy for like different reasons the whole game. Storm gets caught by the Eels combo a lot, but what dies to Orchid. It's gonna depend on who plays better in this mid game, I think.
It really is a lot just about like the rest of the teammates too, I suppose.
Yeah, it's the jump, the teammates, kind of all these situations.
Ooh, and DNM bottling up a regen rune. That is very, very nice. I like that one. And he was going to have a nice time in this lane now, but First Blood is up top. They're able to make it work. Crit and Ice working together for that one. And we had a quick message there from Knoxville, apparently regarding those 2 heroes facing off against each other all time in all matchups. 57-57 win rates between the 2 of them. So yeah, mega even.
I would consider that as close to even as you can get.
Yeah.
This is going to be kind of a boring early game. I think top is the only kind of action-filled lane. This mid should be pretty even. Bot should be kind of a snooze fest. This Enigma, deny creep, Morphling last hits.
Good. It's setting us up for an exciting mid game. That's what I'm hearing from you.
Yeah, it's all this team fighting. The Storm and the Tide are going to be able to hopefully have height fights in the mid game.
Yeah, I don't think Crit's gonna land anything here, is he?
Wait.
Oh,
He walked right back into it. DNM taking a lot of damage here. has already used his regen rune, the taunt, pulling him back the other direction, and it does look like he's going to be able to get out afterwards. But used up a lot of those bottle charges, and Crit came in to refill Abed's.
I think Crit's gonna have a game this time. I feel like even when in the win, it felt like the Tusk was like, I don't know. It felt difficult for Crit to really get involved a lot of the time. Whereas I think on this Wind Ranger, he's just going to be like a little bit more like able to laser focus on the target he actually wants to take down thanks to the shackle.
I'm hoping with this EG support too, they can actually like show off their skills. So I think in the first
Yeah,
two games
exactly.
they kind of just died and they got carried, right?
Yeah, like legit. Like,
Whereas I think they have a really strong supporting duo between the two of them.
Speaking of which, Moo moves in, has to drop down that Midnight Pulse, and actually Fly's going to take a lot of damage here. He is going to die. So that's not great. And Moo, it will not fall. Not great for Mr. Flyman there.
I get the play though because you were level 3, so he tried to go for it with the Maldic Burst, and I think they hit the waveform damage too. So it kind of thought like it might be enough, but too much heal was left there on the Enigma with the stick.
Beer is getting wrapped around over here. Crit on the hunt, trying to take down that healing ward, and not quite. Finally gets it there. That
Yeah,
might be a
never mind.
spin.
He just wanted to go mid and fill up his bottle.
Ooh. That was really close.
I actually think that might have been a bottle suicide we were talking about.
Yeah?
I mean, he literally just went mid and filled the bottle. And when you think about that play, it's like, what were the odds they were going to kill Moo there?
That's fair.
You know?
Yeah.
Mid's looking bad for Albert though. He's up in CS, but he's down like 500 gold.
Certainly getting a kill here would be a nice way to turn that back around. I mean, how big of a deal is that like lead right there? Is it sort of like gain towards your first item and making moves first, or?
It usually doesn't matter because on Storm you can make your move before the circuit timing.
Okay.
But
Oh,
for
he's
the
going
Void,
top
it's going
now.
to feel good because he gets heals.
Well, that is a big pick off right there, making the rotation with Abed to get the kill. So it ends up working for him there. Very nicely played, as Fear was just out of mana and had already used his spin. So making up for a little bit of that rough start to the laning game. And you can see here Moo has decided to go back for a Necro Book. Already has that with all of his summons, is just beating the crap out of this tower down here.
Yeah, it's done. I mean, RTZ's top. They're just going to try and counter pressure with the Ravage.
It's pretty hard to hold this for Sadboys. And I think it should just be a trade.
Meanwhile, Abed able to pick up that rune arcane for him. Did cost a little bit of mana, but DNM is gonna have to head on back here, push out the wave mid, and as you said, up top, pressure coming onto this one. Arteezy, level 5 at this point, since he's been really heavily hampered. But
Thinking actually to get this? Yo, come on!
almost, dude, he's waiting. He knows the direction they're gonna take. Yeah, they're playing that super safe now. It's going outside of the map. The long
wait,
round.
he just saw Snaking's courier on the ward. Or sorry, Crit's courier. He's not gonna do it. All right.
That would have been hype. Okay, so trade off the towers.
Fear's game this time though. How is the spin TP? Looking good.
Yeah,
Not right now though. Actually, he's dead.
Chase, healing ward still keeping him alive for a little bit longer. And Fear, needs one more touch and is going to get it and gets the healing ward. Dude, Abed just solo killing a jug. Like,
Well, yeah, you know, spin TP doesn't work when the TP's on cooldown. It turns out, so a little unfortunate there.
damn, dude.
this Jug game is pretty scary actually because the Witch Doctor's a really good hero versus Jug. Because the Maldic fully goes through the spin.
Right.
Anytime he gets Maldic, he's just dead.
Ravage used, able to catch onto that Enigma. Lots of damage out. Ice blows him up. And they are going to look for more now afterwards, finding PPD on this Ogre. Tries to go for the stun, but can't get in range. Abed just outplaying him a little bit there with the zippity zip. And yeah, this is looking mighty good so far for EG, making the right moves.
Yeah, suddenly he's on a killing spree and has an Oblivion Staff. Ovid frighteningly farmed at this point.
Well, and I guess we're seeing a little bit of a departure here. Jug not wanting to get involved in the fights as much this early on, is trying to finish off a Battle Fury. I mean, Gunnar, is that kind of the right way that they need to play? Because I mean, Abed's just running wild all over the map. Like, what the hell? Good preempting there. Damn it, dude, that was a sick freaking remnant laid down, anticipating the jump north and catches him with it.
I actually didn't realize Snake King lived until right now.
You thought he was just dead?
Yeah, I thought he had been burst down.
It's the urn. I don't think I've ever seen this one, but Keeper of the Light Urn.
Saved him. I guess someone had to build Vessel, right?
Yeah, I guess so. That's probably what they were thinking. It'll just feel so bad at some point because the storm's just gonna jump you, right? You're gonna wish you had some glimmer or something.
Yeah, he's gonna have to do his best AUI impression here and get a lot of gold. He needs a couple items this game.
That's what it feels like everyone on Dire needs.
So how much does that Abed kill sort of salvage things a little bit for Sadboys? Like, obviously it's still rough, but like if he got away with those free kills, it feels like it would have really been falling off the rails.
That Abed kill basically got Void Spirit as full Yules.
Okay.
Which means this next play is going to be really awkward because he's going to get Yules and do the same thing. But it's just going to be a guaranteed hit instead of, you know, some prediction.
Oh my god, you spent gold he just got from those Eidolons? Man, Eidolons are worth a lot when you find the full horde like that. How about they just zipped in and found like 6 of them?
Well, he's going to taunt his way back into the jungle and try and finish off this Orchid. And yeah, Yule's almost completed for DNM. It changes the course of the game. We'll see if he gets caught right now trying to contest for this rune, but it's going to spawn top. Oh wait, no, he gets it. It's the arcane. I didn't even
Pick it up too fast.
Yeah, right?
Ice is moving like so little since he ravaged in the river. I don't think he's left it. He just planted himself mid and has been holding the wave here the entire time without having the ravage. And now the ravage is back up, so his teammates can theoretically join him if they want.
It's his home.
Try and do something.
Home in the river.
Well, one of the things you can do is you kind of make some wall, right, with a hero. And sometimes it's carry who has some Aegis, but this time they just have some Tidehunter at 12 minutes. And it closes off Sadboys map so hard. So they kind of like, look at this guy farming midnight. This is illegal. He can't farm here, but when you actually look at it a second time, you're like, oh, we're all going to die if we go in. What are we supposed to do?
Well, this is kind of what happened to you guys in that game 3 against EG, right? It was the same as Abed Storm, Ice Tide, and it was Arteezy on a PA that game, this time playing Morph.
Oh, they just warded. They found Abed with this ward, and they're still smoked up, so...
They're not going to be able to set up for it. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's sort of the way that they like playing it.
Yeah. Having some body just makes it so the map gets really small really fast for one of the teams.
Wow, no, this is just a sad stat. The 66th game between PPD and Fly, overtaking the 65 game of PPD and Kyle. All those NA matches. Oh, it's over. The rivalry's dead.
I mean,
now it's Fly.
If we're fair about it, the rivalry probably goes further back in other games as well, though, right?
It's true. We'll count that as well.
Okay.
We'll take it.
Abed getting brought down really low. I guess, is that just jungling, or did they try and make a go on him? I didn't see.
Knoxville's hopping over to dathan.com right now and check out his secret side project site.
Literally visited by nobody. PPD is going to get jumped on right here and try and find the finish. Yules pulls him back in, but this is a Tidehunter, ladies and gentlemen. They do have a black hole available, which could have maybe been a chance to go, but with that pipe, it's just so, or hood, it's so hard to kill him.
It's also really scary for this Void to jump on anyone that's not Storm with the Yules combo. Because this Yules is preventing the Storm from killing him.
Yeah, and then the second he drops it, he's just dead.
Yeah, he gets Orchided and then...
Oh. Thinking about it. Oh, he went for the Ravage and he gets caught. Doesn't come out in time.
At the same time, they're chasing Fear in the triangle. And they actually got the order on him in time.
This would be really good if they can finish him off, and they will. 2 high-value targets going down right there. That was right before he finishes off his Battle Fury as well. Losing a little bit of gold.
The nice thing about this game
Crit too.
Winner.
Crit might be going down here.
Yeah, they've used a lot though already.
They use that solar bind, and they know that Ravage is going to be back up again in a second here. Abed trying to keep him in the area. Orchid is out already. He's used his Yules to initiate, and that sets up for his death.
You know, someone warned us about that.
That's true.
Don't remember. Someone really smart, I think, mentioned that.
The cooldowns on items, you know, you gotta be careful.
True.
I was gonna say the good thing about Sadboys versus Tidehunter is they have two different heroes that actually can kill a Tidehunter. The Jug, the Omni or Spin, actually let you kill this hero, and then the Black Hole.
Right.
Right, you don't care about Kraken.
Yeah, anything that gets past Kraken's usually good versus hero, like Grimstroke as well, right? The bug doesn't get purged.
Taking a chance. They got to jump. Can they kill him off afterwards? Arteezy switching into the Ogre and wanting to beat the crap out of him. Now he's got Bloodlust to work with as well. Solar Bind. Tries to back away. PPD running up close and central, trying to kill off Fly. His rival, Ravage, completely dodged by DNM, and they have no follow-up afterwards. And now the Remnant plays down. Can they catch him? They will! Nice timing there. The follow-up stun, and they take down Abed. Beautifully played by Sadboys. Dude, DNM. He hit that angle. He dodged the Ravage. Very
He's played
good
very
play.
well today. Like, his Leshrac aim was very good, too.
They get this tower, it's pretty good. I think they should.
Yeah, he's like trying to tempt them back, but I don't think they're gonna go for it. Storm's dead, and they just want this tower.
So,
I will say, Necro 3 is a little unusual for Enigma. You don't see this that commonly. At least in the games I've been watching, it's mostly just been the Necro 1 and then back for those other Enigma items, right?
Yeah, Blink BKBs. I think this is a good Black Hole game. Like, to go with this like carry Enigma, where you're playing for some refresher Blink BKB.
okay.
The early game's a little too bad to go for the Aura build or Grieve stuff. Which might be why he's going like Necro 3s. He wants to have threat on the side lanes with Black Hole.
So, in spite of the past couple of fights that kind of have felt like, you know, the last one going a little bit in the favor of Sadboys, but still like losing fear over in that jungle earlier, how are you guys feeling about this game? Like, is it just going to come down to how the fights work out? Does this 4,000 gold lead even really matter that much?
When does the 002 Morphling show up?
Right, yeah.
They're down a hero right now, pretty much. I mean, to be fair, Fierce in the exact same way, right?
Yeah.
0-3-1, just farming. I guess we haven't even seen this full game yet because these two have been so absent.
Dire has pretty good spells. I think that the gold doesn't matter that much, but there might be some point this Morphling waveforms in and 3 heroes just die.
Okay. It's definitely going to be something to watch for.
It all depends on who gets caught first. If, like Storm gets caught by some Yules and then they get a nice like 2-3 man Black Hole, I could see Sadboys winning the fight.
Potential
25
3-1
seconds.
here, but that's an Ogre.
Yeah, and Fly's just going to clean him up.
Oh,
Oh, the tree. Oh, that power shot.
Peter's a genius. Just don't move. That's the key.
Just sit your little big ogre butt on down. All right. We have Black Hole. We have Ravage.
We have a Juggernaut. Unfortunately, we also have a Scan. Well done.
Oh, and they jump on the illusion. Nice play there by Artur. Baiting out the reaction.
Now they're going to smoke in because they have Ravage and Blink. They want to go again.
Yeah, Enigma very far away right now from the rest of them as they try and take over this area. There's only 4 games where they've gone Necro 3.
Wow.
And this is going to be the
Fly
much
Smoke
earlier
pops.
time.
They've sent in PVD, though. He's doing his job. This is the smoke detector. It's not battery powered. I'm not sure what it's powered by, to be honest. This mount is quite terrifying.
The good thing about the Necro 3 is it's supposed to give you more map control than what you already have. But the issue is when you have no map control, more than that doesn't really mean much.
I mean, look how many sentries they have.
It's like
Yeah.
multiplying by 0. Is that what you're telling me?
Pretty much. Like, it's supposed to let you deward all these wards, right? And they're gonna get one top, but if the heroes aren't strong enough to actually take control of the areas they deward, it's kind of...
If it can help them stop the Roche take by, like, removing some of the confidence EG have, though, that could be useful. Because we definitely don't want Abed getting Aegis if you're on Sadboys right now.
Ice jumped upon yet again. They have the Black Hole available if they want to use it. He's able to get Kraken Shelf once. Oh, they jump though. And the Yule Scepter afterwards. Ravage follow-up. Can they kill down this Jug in time? Hell to the yes. Now Abed looking for more. Wants to find Moo. Jumps onto him. Arteezy's moving forward in the form of Enigma, laying down his own Midnight Pulse. And still going for more Abed. They miss on that Remnant, pulling him in, taking down that Void Spirit rather rapidly. So that's 2 cores already dead, and EG are just not stopping. PPD's going to be done so, and the rest of Sadboys just have to get out of here.
Fear's playing like his Enigma has a blink, or his Coddle has a Will-O-Wisp or something.
Right.
That just seemed a little bit insane from him.
It's okay, guys. It fixed the Yule's problem for the Void. His Coddle bought one, so now the Coddle can use his aggressive Yules.
Ah, I see.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
Think
Now
I
he's
have a
going
box.
Blink. I don't know. I feel like isn't this a good ag scheme?
For Coddle?
Yeah. It makes the storm. It's annoying because it always makes you look in the middle. So the only way you can zip during the pull is to zip in the direction of like wherever
Yeah, true.
the direction of the ball is from you.
Interesting.
Yo, speaking of which, have you played versus the Enigma Shard yet? That thing is crazy.
I've played
like
versus like
a
once or
shocking
twice.
pull.
Yeah, and you like don't want to feel it, but then you actually feel it. You know?
Yeah.
You're always like,
You
ah,
think
this
it's
shouldn't
not
matter.
real?
Yeah. It just
It's
makes all your
interesting.
heroes like get pulled to the center. They have like this crazy animation, getting like
Yeah.
stretched out.
Yeah, so if we double up on that, I mean, they're not going anywhere.
It's true. Does it make the animation of them stretched out? I don't know
It
if
like,
I've
kind
seen
of like
that.
has some like weird like pulling thing.
I feel like it should make their like hitboxes bigger too. You know what I mean? Like if that stretched out part touches the black hole, then you get pulled into it. I like that idea. Ooh. We're looking at the science behind it. Yet somehow it doesn't affect your teammates, so that doesn't really work.
Yeah. Spells only affect the enemy.
All right. Well, Void Spirit going for that Aghanim Scepter himself.
Oh, nice.
Jump. Finds them. Easy as can be.
Backstrokes himself right out of the jungle.
Nice.
All right, is it roast time now? Oh, they're sending more Eidolon, so.
All right. The big question is Ice 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 gonna buy a Claymore?
Ooh.
I
What's
don't
the thought
think so,
process
but-
there?
I just remember there was some Arteezy stream where his tight enter bought a Claymore and he got really mad. He's like, "Why'd you ever buy a Claymore?" And then on Ice 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 stream the next day or 2 days later, he just bought like a 3rd item Claymore. And then in the series versus us, he also bought a Claymore on Tide.
Okay. Dude, there's some deep lore there. I
Yeah,
was
there's
not aware.
a lot of lore happening.
Yeah, if you
Is
look
that
in
how
the-
we know
in
the
the-
game's over.
Yeah, in the series versus us, I think after they got 2 sets of racks, he bought a Claymore.
Nice.
And then I remember I saw tipping animation over him as he was pushing. I was really confused, so I clicked him and I saw it. And it kind of all like made sense.
There's so much there. That's interesting. I like
The
that.
lore continues to grow in North America as Snake King dies.
Dude, we're gonna have Claymore with like a 100% win rate in North America pretty soon. It's the only item.
Tides just rush it for the, plus 20 damage.
Yeah, I like it. So, 24 minutes in now, with Aegis in hand and tier 2 towers on the sites. Evil Genius is trying to take over an area. This doesn't feel like as huge of a lead as it did in the last game at the very least, because like there's still always that potential for big black holes plays, right?
The
Maybe.
funny thing is this is even a bigger lead than it was last game, gold-wise, right?
Yeah.
It just feels that way because I think Sadboys has a lineup that can team fight. Whereas I think in the last game,
Mhm.
they didn't really have much synergy. Like the bat would go in and then he'd die to this PA. Like that's kind of all their heroes. This game, if they click their spells in a realistically really good way, then they can overcome the gold lead.
Well, guys, if they smoke right here and they kill Fear, it will be exactly the same as last game where he loses the gold for his ultimate orb. All right,
Oh.
he's got it.
Does
The
he?
question is, will he buy it first?
Oh,
I don't
Abed's
think so.
looking. They're looking. They
Fierce
know.
goes.
Oh,
Wait.
He's gonna get it.
He's gonna get Manta. They spot him.
sad.
All right, good spin. And from downtown, they can't quite connect either. So they won't get the secondary kill as everybody gets home and away on Sadboys. They've learned.
That was really sad for Crit. He shackled the Enigma in the trees, and then didn't want to chase because he was scared of the Eidolons. But since he lost vision, the Coddle recalled,
Hmm.
and he couldn't see to like break it with damage.
Well, we are about to have a finished off Bloodstone, I think, or something. Was that what it was for the
Yeah, Bloodstone.
Spirit? Okay. Working towards that one next.
It looks really funny to buy this item now with the Voodoo Mask or whatever it's called.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Well, what else is there really? I mean, Crit has finished off a Maelstrom, so he actually has some damage now, and I think, you know, should be able to take down either the Ogre or the Coddle if he happens to find him, or, you know, put that extra bit of damage into other people.
I think his goal is probably going to be to try to find the Enigma,
Okay.
because he can kill this guy before he has a BKB. Just with like a shackle and an ult by himself, which is really valuable as some position for.
What a hero. He's getting close to the BKB though, at the very least.
Trent, you're definitely right about Crit having a better game than we saw before. He's definitely performing solidly here.
He's feeling it, you know. It's like, yes, I can move. They're doing an okay job of dodging right now, I guess. I mean, they got the top tower. That's something. I don't think they can really fight this Aegis anyway, so might as well grab something at Sadboys. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of territory to farm as whoa! It zips right over Snaking.
Yeah, that's a moment of snaking where you're just, oh my god, what's happening?
Please.
Leave me
Do
alone.
they have a ward on me? Why am I getting zipped?
Yeah.
Yeah, panic.
Ice takes over the outpost. If you're Sadboys, they're going to need to take that back over before the 30-minute mark, which is definitely going to be a little bit tough. Snake King will not be found, as Abed was still jumping over trying to find people and finish off his Bloodstone as well. It's got
That
it
was
done.
basically a 50-50 guess. It was
Right.
either the left trees or the right trees, and he guessed the right trees, much to the
Which were the wrong
pleasant
trees.
surprise of snaking.
The biggest thing about Enigma when you're losing isn't so much like being behind items. It's more so that when you're winning, you get Aegis,
Right.
and that's kind of the counter to Enigma.
Gotcha. Tried to zip in there again for Snake King. PPD gave his life for the ward. Was able to take that one away. So again, all things trying to set up for waiting out this Aegis, and 20 seconds it's going to be gone. We'll see if Sadboys decide to make a move at that point. They won't have Peter, so likely going to wait.
You know what has not been a value item this game? The urn on snaking.
No.
He didn't even upgrade it to Vessel.
I mean, what's the point if you're not getting charges?
That's a
He's
fair
one.
point.
The saddest thing about this Earn Vessel stuff is it'll be like late game, right? 30-40 minutes. And you need it for some hero. You bought it for some Morphling Timber, and you go, guys, please kill a support at the start of a fight so I have charges.
Yeah, you're high ground defending, and you're sitting there, and it's still a good item. And you're just like, I can't, guys.
You have to just tell your team that you have to just start on a support so that you can get an easy charge.
Right.
Does not feel good.
Oh,
We've
they
seen
had
this
to
holy
leave.
locket a lot on Witch Doctors.
Oh, they accidentally had to leave this psychic headband behind. Enigma had to run away, so they're gonna sneak that one out from Sadboys. Man, they're the saddest boys this game. Out rough.
They're living up to the name. Fear especially. I feel like he's had a sad game 2 and game 3 on these Juggernaut plays. This might end Juggernaut for him in
Dead
this
hero?
DPC season.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Shelf the hero, you know, wait till he gets a buff.
Yeah.
Blame the frog for this loss.
Still, EG, they're taking map control, but they haven't been able to like burst high ground, obviously. And it feels like we're probably getting set up for that next round of fights now that Aegis is gone. Snake King tried to go for the blind light pushback, doesn't quite connect. But kills the creep wave with it. So we're gonna have BKB done on the Enigma, and I mean, I guess that it needs to be around the next Roche fight is probably where you take it for Sadboys. Is that right, or do you try and make a play before then?
They need to do something about next Aegis. Whether it's fighting the Roche or getting a pick before it. If EG gets next Aegis, I think it's going to be really hard for the Miracle team fight to occur.
Okay.
Yeah. Fear did stick around bottom long enough to actually just about get this tier 2. been willing it away for a while. But they're not going to get their outpost back in time, so lots of XP going the way of EG and none to the side of Sadboys.
Well, couple of visions placed down, but moving into the area. Shackle not going to latch onto PPD. Every time they show up. Oh my God, down
all the way
bottom.
down.
Whoa, Abed. He's ready to go.
He's a regen, so
Arcane
it's a
rune
free
regen.
full lane shove.
Arcane Rune.
Oh, sorry, he's a regen arcane. Oh, perfect.
You have to combine them. Make it fair.
Zipping across the map next.
Oh, what was that thing called? The fusion rune?
Oh God.
Oh yeah. I always thought it was so bad. I remember I played
mean-
one game versus it, and I told my team to buy Yules so that we would just purge every single rune every time they popped it.
Because you only got like 3 charges or something too,
Yeah,
right?
it was 3 and then it disappeared. And it didn't give you any stats or anything, it was just gain every power rune.
Yeah.
3 charges.
There's some heroes, though. I mean, Storm. I mean, to be fair, though, a lot of the other items are so broken that, you know.
Remember
Okay.
might want
Phoenix
them
Ash?
instead.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
It was an Aegis one-time use that gave you like plus 30 all stats or something.
The best one was the
Ooh.
Tome.
Oh,
Tome
the
of
Ags
Agaddon.
Tome.
Yeah, that was a really nice
That
one.
one was weird.
For 10 minutes. You get it. You can see EG here. They have a creep wave. And they are going to try and cut this other waves, I think, for Sadboys. But at some point, probably have to come back and deal with the pressure as EG is thinking about going high ground here. At least to force back the rest of Sadboys.
You know, if that Tome had have survived and it was still a neutral item, we'd have a flask of shard now.
I like that.
You get your shard for 5 minutes.
Yules lift up. Remnant afterwards. Pulls him in. BKB used. Moo. Just going to drop the black hole. Isn't enough damage, though. It doesn't quite look like it. Arteezy just gets out, and that's black hole.
And Omni, too, right at the end.
Oh, devastating, devastating.
That was the play, though. I mean, I don't hate that. It was pretty
I
close.
had to.
Yeah.
He didn't see he elated himself right before the black hole hit. If he spun, maybe there's enough damage, but it's too close.
And you can see there, Abed zips all the way down to pick up that arcane. They were trying to do the Coddle recall to give DNM the rune, but does not happen. 17,000 gold lead now as Sadboys forced further and further back inside their base with no black hole. It's hard to stop this. Looking for the big jump in. Abed finds them. Ravage afterwards connects onto 2. Can they kill him off? Yule Scepter lift up. Has a jump away afterwards if he can make the escape, but no. They rolled on in with Arteezy, killed him off. Now looking for more. They will kill Abed. Abed went in too deep. Okay.
That is Roach up, so careful now.
A little deadly. He's using some waveforms here and there, but they also have a creep cut coming in from Snaking. They don't have a wave down bottom, but there is a wave mid still. And that looks like it's going to spell the end of the push.
I think it was the Malphite stun duration that got him.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
so. It kind of owned him. Then he got like
Yeah.
Remnanted stunned again or something, or Ogre stunned, I think.
Yeah, he did. He got Malphite and Ogre stunned.
So the Tide did not buy Claymore. He bought a Basher. Guys. It's all good.
Really good.
It's genius.
Well, Arteezy feeling confident going into the Roche pit. There is no black hole for another 70 seconds, but it definitely feels like Sadboys knows what's coming. They're going to move Crit into there as well. Snake King wants to start this fight off. Goes for the stun. Blinding Light pushback, but Arteezy gets the Aegis. And now this fight is so much harder. Healing Ward laid down. There's the Midnight Pulse trying to live. PPD gets the Bloodlust off in time. They have a jump in just another second as Fear is forced to go for the spin TP away. And, ooh, that was actually close.
Where's my Tide to bash him?
Right?
You don't just need this for the Abyssal. But, yeah, actually a really good item choice from Ice. Like,
Peter-
just something else to cover them.
Peter did get the cheese and all of that.
Okay.
Not the Aegis, but now Jug has a nice cheese.
Take what you can get.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
So, is the Aegis still like the item that like now you're gonna be able to go high ground for EG?
Yeah, pretty much. They're either gonna corral all of Sadboys in their base, or they're going to try to find one pick and then force a high ground.
Oh, Snake King.
Abed knows. Abed finds him, pulls him back in, and get another Bloodstone charge along the way. Although Yule Scepter and a runaway.
He's no mana.
You know, he actually doesn't have that much mana.
They're gonna kill Snaking's career. I wonder if he just stays down here. I mean, he can't really get home. I think he just sticks
the
around.
scan misses.
Dude, that play is huge for Snaking. He's gonna cut this
I
wave.
half expect Abed to go back, dude.
There's no way. Abed, if you mess up a kill like that, you just accept that that's life.
I got beat. Take the L.
Yeah.
All right, in the jungle, Crit's looking. Who does he
Gets him
find?
out. And takes the ward first. Whoa, that was risky.
Arteezy. Waveforms in, finds his old buddy, PPD. Wants to get that kill. Shackle is going to latch onto there, and they are going to blow him up. Abed getting in range for that Bloodstone charge yet again. But all to the tone, and it's all about right now. Cutting these waves, waiting out time. Abed, you're not getting away this time, Snaking. I don't believe at least.
Just delay it a little.
Easy. Spun on. Jumped. Wait, he has Scotty. Oh my god, they just burned him. Dude, Arteezy, what happened? Moo now jumping in. Gonna get the BKB. Oh, wait, you jump. Are you kidding me? Ice, the Abyssal Blade to break the black hole. What a savior. Now the Ravage trying to turn this fight back around. They have a cheese at the very least on the jug, but what a freaking play from Ice.
Yeah, the coverage was too good. Maybe they hadn't seen that it was finished and were just hoping they hadn't been complete yet, but that's what I was talking about by the extra save. Well done, Ice. Perfect itemization to ensure the game will not be thrown away.
He also has, guys, the stolen psychic headband.
Boom.
I like it. I like it a
Gives
lot.
him the cash range for the abyssal.
Yeah,
stuff.
that's nice.
So who's carrying the other one then? Oh, so the other one is...
Runner.
Alright. Jump again. Find themselves PPD. He's dead, and now with... I mean, they burn through the Aegis at the very least, but jump forward, Abyssal Blade, and it's like That's what you get, buddy! Got him caught outside of the base, trying to bring him down. Will they do it? He had cheese. He didn't pop it. So they will take down the jug. And now, high ground pressure's coming. Evil geniuses, they can smell some victory here. BKB used from Arteezy now walks forward and is just gonna kill off the Void Spirit. I don't think they're stopping. Unreal.
No black hole for 75. They might stop.
Way to make me look good, guys. Come on now. They got some healing going. Next wave of creeps are coming in. But the double Abyssal Blades to cover the black hole. Rarely seen, but much appreciated. When you got 28,000 net worth on the Morphlane, I guess you can get creative.
Just black hole both of them, Moo.
Right.
Yeah, just get this Morphling and Tide. Game's easy.
Buy Lincolns too.
Yeah, now you're talking.
I need to go back and watch that, the ice black hole, because I could have swore that he like blinked into the black hole, but it must have been on the outside of it.
I think he
The
just blinked
abyssal
outside
blinked
it,
him inside.
Right.
yeah, he's gonna try and cover it with the shard. It looks like from Moo to see if that'll help the situation.
All right, interesting. We'll have to see. I mean, that needs to be kind of the next pickup, right? I guess, but 33,000 net worth lead now, and Sadboys really struggling to come up with anything else at this point. They still have that big black hole potential if they can hit it.
And they, Knoxville's pointed, they only have one neutral item so far on Sadboys, because Snaking dug it up. He got the Kobold. That is their one. They have the Stormcrafter. Everything else is too dangerous to get. The double Yule's available on DNM.
They're actually heading on
Maybe
over real
perhaps.
quickly to get the outpost. Interesting.
Yeah, they got space to grab some now.
All right.
Wow, really? No drops?
That's really
rough.
luck. Well, something was passed over there. So there's a little bit.
All right,
of
well, they got a
angst going
40-minute
on.
outpost, and they're smoking into him.
Here's the fight, guys.
This is the game.
This is the
They
time.
fly with us.
Finds him right at the start. Arteezy right away for a minute. A moment's notice. Rig Ravage comes out. But DNN was able to borrow and dodge some of that one crit, staying focused onto the Void Spirit, blowing him up. Where's the rest of the battle? They need Moo in the area. The fight is not chaotic for him yet. They still are trying to beat down one. Oh, they caught him. There's a Glimmer Cape trying to keep him alive. BKB afterwards turns, tries to drop it, but they won't have enough. They'll kill off crit, but it is a small win at this point, as Sadboys are going to be forced looking for more, actually. I guess that with 2 dead, they're going to buy back on crit now. Trying to blow up this Morphling. Can they do it in time? The Scotty putting in some good work, but Arteezy pops the BKB. Omni Slash afterwards. No more waveform, no more mana, no more nothing. But the Ghost Scepter comes out the end. PPD trying desperately to kill him off, but it's not happening. Arteezy still being chased. Midnight pulls down, and finally, they take down the big bad Morphling.
You know, that Shard, it was pulling pretty hard in that fight.
It's true.
Abe was like trying to run away, just like yanking them back.
If you got that black hole on the storm, that would have been so good.
That was very close.
Wow. It's interesting right now. Void Spirit second lowest on the net worth after a tough couple of minutes. Snake King's actually ahead of him, just in terms of farm, getting close towards a sheep stick, and actually has it if he runs to the side, but you can see that these other heroes on EG are just super stacked up.
Yeah, this is a rough game for Void. You know, sometimes as a mid lane you have to accept you're the support.
Okay.
Give someone else the show for a game.
Trying to get snaking somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, snaking as a sheep. He's the core. He's the mid laner.
True.
I mean, look at the cast range of Scythe on this thing. The talent and everything.
And with
It's
the ult
crazy.
too.
He needs a neutral item to boost it too.
The ult gives like 350 cast range too.
Oh, that was unfortunate for him. He actually had vision right there on Storm, but didn't hit the hex onto him. Abed gets out. If they could have found him here, that would have been huge.
Yeah, he's going Lincoln's too, so they're gonna run out of opportunities for that pretty soon.
Wow. 32,000
Roche respawns.
net worth lead.
And he has an Aghanims inside.
Okay. Interesting.
Who's gonna get the sags? I
I'm
think probably
guessing the
Morphling.
Radiant.
If Morphling, I think Morphling would take it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
if Dire gets it for Jug, you know, maybe that's a little extra damage they need. It did get nerfed last patch, and it's like 20-second cooldown now, but
Dire are scanning.
I guess it could be cool for Enigma maybe too. It's like that extra bit of
They'll be
damage too.
fully all in on him, but they already kind of are anyway, so.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, they actually got a little bit close there.
Yeah.
If he can get the 2, I mean, is there anything else besides those 2 that can cancel it? I think that's it, right?
the
Yeah.
Abyssals? Yeah, it's just the Abyssals.
Yeah.
Well,
They can also Yule's the Tidehunter, so that he can't Abyssal.
Yeah, true.
Roche, very, very low. Fear, ready to run into this one. Ravage going to be used. Catches only onto 2 of them afterwards. BKB out from Abed. Aegis is on Arteezy. They got the cheese still in the pit. The big jump in from Abed, catching onto all of them. It is the electric rave, and well, maybe a chance for a turn here with the Hex onto Storm, but no. The E-Blade comes out in time. They're blowing them all to pieces.
Coming.
He's trying. He wants to make something happen here. Doing a lot of damage onto Abed, and now the turnaround, though. Arteezy! Oh, he kills him off. Gets completely dismantled. That one hurt. That one really hurt. And GG's is the call. Arteezy gives him the tip afterwards. A little bit of appreciation for what happened earlier in the series. Damn.
Yeah, that was some good Dota. Game 2 and Game 3 by EG looked vastly different compared to Game 1, where they kind of ran away with the game both times. I mean, to be fair, Sadboys kind of ran away with Game 1 as well, so perhaps it is a lot of that laning stage coming to fruition, as Gunnar mentioned earlier.
Well, Gunnar, I mean, you had the pleasure of playing against this team earlier on. What's your thoughts looking at them after 2 games and this performance here against Sadboys? How you feeling about the Evil Geniuses?
You know, they just gotta get warmed up.
Okay.
First game of the day. You know, maybe they're a little sleeping. It's a little early for them. But then once it gets to game 2, game 3, they turn it up. I'm sure it'll work that way this season too, right? The longer they play together,
Yeah.
more time to practice, scrim.
Yeah, the earlier you play them, maybe the better.
Yeah. So if they're beating people early, maybe that's a bad sign.
Fair enough. I think that Sadboys definitely at times also though looked pretty freaking solid here. There were definitely highlight moments. And at the end of the day, just knowing what they needed to do, and like you talked about, both of you multiple times, like that Aegis being one of the big answers. Trent, anything that really stood out to you as far as like things to watch looking forward from Sadboys? I felt like DNM played really, really well as well.
Yeah, I think he did too. It seems like sometimes their coordinated efforts don't necessarily go that well. Like whenever it was a fight where they intentionally brought in Fear, for example, in the first like 25 minutes, those fights went rather disastrously. I think he died like 100-0 without getting his ulti off 2 fights right in a row. And then, then he goes back to farming, which is what he's supposed to do. But it's rough when like you're putting so much stock into one hero like that, and they just got shut down. So they need to find a better way to like enable him in those fights, because he just got a little bit too headstrong there and just got blown up by one Orchid, and it felt like his game was kind of over.
Yeah, I think he was like 0-4-1 or 0-3-1 on the jug, and we were saying the Morphling 0-0-2 and this jug 0-3-1 or something. So,
Yeah,
not a good feeling.
A rough one, definitely. And getting off to that bit of a tough start ends up, snowballing from there. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for our first series of the day here in the NADPC. We're going to have another one up in just a little bit. But first, let's head back to the panel, see what they thought about that game, and of course, a quick break.
Hello, welcome back as we conclude our first series of today, Sunday, a big one at that. Evil Geniuses managed to best Sadboys 2-1. I'm back at the panel with a very jolly Suns fan and Jenkins here back by my side again. Welcome back, gentlemen. A doozy of a series. Evil Geniuses close out their first week of league play with 2 big series wins, but it does, take 3 games both times. Suns fan, now that we've witnessed them twice, where's your stand with EG? Are they still looking like the team far at the top, or is this going to be a long league for them?
Well, they've won, right? Technically speaking. So they're 2-0 thus far. I think it's going to take them some time to get their chemistry together. Obviously, we've seen some games from Ice, just not on the same page with the rest of the team. Of course, I do want to just mention that I was correct and Jenkins was not. He was 0-for-3 in this series. But yeah, great series that we witnessed, gentlemen.
All right. Jenkins, I'm going to hold on your word because it sounds like we do have our winners interview already ready to go. We have none other than Arteezy himself joining us. Artur, thank you so much for hopping in and taking the time. First, congratulations. You got the big win here, taking down Sadboys and concluding a big first week after you also took down 4 Zoomers previously. I'll start with a bit of a fun question, if you will.
Sure.
Obviously, there's a lot of hype coming into this one, going against Sadboys and going against former members, PPD and Fear. What are your thoughts about them coming together as a team and even taking the moniker of Sadboys at all? Did that kind of, how do you feel about that? Was that kind of like a name of yours? Or are you just kind of like, oh, they can have it? Did you have a little bit of extra oomph in your game today because you would against Sadboys?
I wish
What are your
I did
feelings
have
on
an
that?
extra, but I didn't. I didn't play so well. But to answer your question, I do feel it's a bit in poor taste. I think it's me and Zai's name. They should have asked us for permission. But all jokes aside, it's fine. I think Fear carries the banner in his heart.
Fair enough. I knew there was some lore to that one. I have a Suns fan here. He's got a question he's burning to ask you.
Mr. Arteezy, first and foremost, congratulations, sir. Great play overall today. What is it like having Ice on the team? Does he liven things up? I mean, in terms of play, it seems like he's, for the most part, on the same page as you guys. He had an abyssal cancel the black hole. He picked up a lost psychic headband and used it to kill Fear on high ground, which is one of the sickest plays I've seen. But what is it like having that guy on your team?
Oh, it's just really funny. Even the games that we struggle with, like, they're just kind of hilarious to play. Like, especially his Legion game. He told us right away he's just gonna play 10 Legion games after, and then it's just all good vibes.
Yeah, that was a rough
it feels like. So we're always in high spirits, even in dark times.
Okay.
Jenkins, I know you have a question for him. You're our resident NA expert.
Yeah, gonna come up with a big question here. Hello, Art. Thank you for joining us. I'm wondering, what do you think is the most dog shit overrated hero that you are sick of people picking and playing in NA pubs?
All right, I got a good one. I think Timbersaw. That hero is like, it feels when I play against Timbersaw, his sole purpose is to ruin my laning phase. But when I have a Timbersaw on my team, he just loses the lane. Like the last pub I played with Timbersaw, he lost to Wisp Core, Wisp ET. And like he's just so useless after. If he doesn't win his lane, he's so useless. And if he wins his lane, it's like a really high, like, it's very high skill hero to play, I think. Even though his skills are simple and like usually his item builds are simple, but I do think he's one of the more high skill offlaners. Because he falls off really fast.
True. Okay.
To round things out with one last question, looking over the league itself, because we have to go in the next series. You got both your series wins this week, which is great. It did take 3 games to do it each time. Is this more EG just needs that bit of a warm up to get used to it as you figure out your chemistry, or should people give a little bit more credit to some of these NA teams that they're a bit stronger than they may seem?
It's a bit of both, I would say. For sure, I think the NA teams, they usually come up with really unique strategies against us. Or at least it feels that way. It feels like when we play in NA tournaments before like LANs, it's always very specific styles that we have to adjust to. As opposed to if we go to a LAN and we play against VG, it's kind of like simple for us. So it takes some time for us to adjust to how NA players like view the game.
There we go.
And I do think as well, I personally think I need to play 3 warm-up games instead of 1, because it seems like always the first game is really tough. Just from my perspective, I feel I play pretty bad, so I'm gonna increase my warm-up game count.
Are you waking up and then playing immediately, or is there a bit of a break there between the?
Because the
matches?
games are around like 2 p.m., 3 p.m. We do like prep 2 hours before around there. But I just it's so hard to find a game in the morning and in the afternoon to play. So
Nobody's awake.
Yeah, and like I have to play on a Smurf basically if I want to play a game. Or if Quinn queues, I can play against him 1v1. But that's pretty much.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Artur, for taking the time, and very humble, of course. And we look forward to seeing you guys play next week. It looks like your one match next week is going to be against Black and Yellow and Jubei. That should be a fun time. We're looking forward to that one. So get your rest, and we'll see you then. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, that's Arteezy and Evil Geniuses at the top of the groups now. We're going to go to a very fast break because when we return, it's time to witness the debut of Quincy Crew in the NA DPC as they take on 5-Man Midas. We'll see you soon.